All right, so let's maybe give our audience or fans or just anybody randomly maybe watching this video, maybe some tips, advice. What do you think is one of the keys to success?
Welcome to my life, yeah. On the bright side, yeah, this music here became my only lifeline. Think I'm going crazy, I'm not in my right mind, no. Welcome to my life, yeah. Welcome to my life, yeah.
Hey guys, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today is a special day. Well, actually not today, but we're celebrating a special day today. It is our platinum anniversary. That is the big 20. We have been married 20 years, and it's hard to believe that 20 years have already gone by. It's crazy. And I know we look young, right? We got married when we were 14. That's the joke we've been telling people. We really did not, but anyways, so look, you know, our vlogs are real life, and the real life situation is we didn't get to celebrate on our actual anniversary. It was on a Wednesday, which means it's a busy day for me. I have church, I have youth group that night, and then it turns out that one of Lois Ann's co-workers and friends actually was coming down to close to where we are to get married. So we went up going to her wedding, and actually Gavin, our youngest, had baseball. So it was like a chaotic day. But after youth group, we rushed over, we went to her wedding and got to celebrate a little bit, got to dance, and they honored us there, so that was nice. They played our song that we had playing at our wedding, so that was pretty neat. So today, which is like 10 days later, basically.
Better late than never.
Just because, hey, life's busy, man. When you have an active family, guess what? Life is busy. But that is a blessing. Like, we're thankful. And you know what? The date is just a date. It doesn't really matter that much. In reality, we're celebrating our 20 years, regardless if it's the exact date or not. So what we decided to do was we went and grabbed some food, and we're out here on the beach. You can see the sand, and we're gonna watch the sunset. There you can see the sun starting to set off in the distance. Isn't that a beautiful view, man? We don't take nearly enough advantage of living at the beach and seeing this every night. We could see this every night, but we don't. I mean, obviously we got kids busy, but tonight we're gonna do that. So we're gonna grab a little bite, and then we're gonna come back and talk a little more on our vlog. Thanks for joining us, guys. All right, we're back from our little dinner on the beach, and so I thought we would just kind of sit and just chat a little bit about our 20-year marriage. But before that, I actually have a gift, so let me get her gifts. Be back. Wow. Okay, what we got? First, this.
Forever Rose. Okay. Oh. That sucker's heavy. Okay. All right.
So that is an actual rose that has been dipped in platinum, because 20 years is our platinum anniversary.
65 steps and days of handwork by skilled artisans creating this one-of-a-kind piece of art. Wow, that's pretty cool.
And actually, this is what that's for. It's like a little holder. I think it holds it like this. You can lean in there.
Yeah, I can put it in the china
and then
cabinet.
you can put it on your desk or
I'll probably be afraid.
So pretty neat, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll break. So
a ball will come flying by.
Yeah.
So maybe china cabinet's a better idea. No, I didn't bring yours up. That's sweet. Thanks, babe.
Welcome. And then one more.
I thought it was some type of calendar or book or something. 20 years of marriage, 240 months of hugs, 1,042 weeks of laughter, 7,300 days of patience, 1,070 55,200 hours of love. A love story that never ends. Happy anniversary. Picture from Easter. Actually, decent picture of us both.
Yeah, I wanted to find one that had 2 picture slots, but the ones that I found that had 2 picture slots, I didn't necessarily like the saying as much.
Yeah.
But I liked the saying of this one. So.
Not sweet.
That's ours.
That can go on my desk or maybe behind on my bookshelf.
All right, so let's maybe give our audience or fans or just anybody randomly maybe watching this video maybe some tips, advice. Not that we've got this perfected by any means. We've definitely had ups and downs and arguments and disagreements and hurt feelings for sure along the way. But what do you think is one of the keys to success? To have a 20-year marriage and plus, 20 plus years.
I mean, I don't know. For me, there never was an option of it not being forever. So I think going into it, just knowing it's a commitment, that is the only option. It's not a plan B. Yeah. And when those hard times do come, knowing when to walk away and give each other a little bit of space, but knowing when to come back and hash it back out or apologize or whatever's needed in those situations.
Yeah, I do remember when we were kind of getting engaged and we were talking, we were like, look, we both had the mindset of we want this to be forever. We're not looking to have this just one marriage and then we're going to go on to a second marriage and a third marriage. So we were like, look, let's commit to this, like both of us, and there be no option. If you think about just anything that you commit to in life, if you always have an option, like a plan B, the moment things get difficult, it's real easy to bail out, whether that be, you're on a sports team and you're like, well, I think I'm just going to try this sport or I'm just going to try this season and see how it goes. And if it doesn't go good, then you're out. If you give yourself an option, as soon as things get hard, you bail versus when you commit. Like I think of anything that I commit to, if I'm committing fully, then there's no question that I'm not going to finish it. And so I think that's the mindset, like Lois Ann is saying, is you really have to have that mindset of no matter what, you're gonna work through it. There is no plan B. If you ever think of plan B, it's going to be real easy to go to plan B when things get difficult.
Yeah.
Communication obviously is a big one. That's a key to any relationship. If you don't communicate, if you don't talk on a regular basis and kind of express your feelings and your honesty, then obviously it's hard to build a relationship. And there's definitely times when we miscommunicate or don't communicate exactly what needs to be said, and it causes possibly a disagreement or just like frustrations at times because it's like, well, I didn't know we were doing this and you said we were doing that, or we just didn't communicate well. So obviously communication is a big key as well. Make sure you're communicating and being honest with one another as far as what you think, what you feel, but you're also doing it in a respectful manner, not in a hateful manner. Try to be very reasonable to each other's expectations or their emotions and feelings, and listen to them, what they have to say. And you may not always agree, but you listen, you hear it out, and come to some type of an agreement. If it's he said, she said type thing, like what are you going to do? And maybe it's a give and take. Okay, maybe we do this time, and then next time we'll try something different. But there's always got to be that selflessness. And I just did a podcast actually on this. So if you haven't tuned into any of my podcasts, I have a podcast called The Truth for Youth with Micah Murphy. You can find it on iTunes and Spotify. And I just did an episode talks about selfless love. And I really believe that is one of the biggest keys in a relationship, is you have to learn to be selfless. You have to really put the needs and the wants and the desires of your partner ahead of yours a lot of times. I mean, not that you're never getting your way, or not that you ever pursue your own self, but that you've really got to make the relationship work, because if you're always, it's me, 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 and you're always taking, well, then obviously that leaves your partner in a position of like, well, geez, it's, you know, it's always about him, or it's always about her, and I never, you know, I'm never getting anything, and you're gonna run dry. It's not gonna work in the long run. So you have to learn to be selfless. But the cool thing is, if I'm being selfless and she's being selfless, well, then we're both trying to meet each other's needs, and that works. You know, that can work forever. Versus if I'm the one that's always giving and she's the one that's always taking, well, I'm going to run dry at some point. That won't work. Or if she's the one that's always giving and I'm always one that's taking, well, then she's going to run dry. So there's got to be that give and take, and that's where that selflessness, like learning how to put the needs and the cares and the desires of the one that you love ahead of yours. And we get that example from the Bible. That's what Christ did for us. Christ demonstrated, he said, look, I'm going to put you above myself. I'm going to die for you. I'm going to, not because you love me first, not because you deserve it, but because I love you. I'm going to show you my selfless love by dying on a cross for your sins, even though you're not worthy of that, you know, not because you've done anything to deserve that. And if you look at your relationship, is that what you're doing? Are you willing to put your needs and your desires to the side like Christ did in order to meet the needs of the person that you love and that you care for? And we don't always get that right. You know, I mess that up all the time, but you know, as long as you're conscious of it and you go, okay, I messed up that time, or I didn't do it proper that time, and you kind of work to strive to get better, then that helps the relationship.
Yeah.
Any other tips, advice that you can think of that maybe we can help anybody else out there?
I don't know. I look terrible. This is how we celebrated our 20th anniversary. Workout clothes and unclean hair and not really any makeup on, and I don't know. All those things are nice, and I do like to look nice. It was a stressful day with work. Had a lot going on, and didn't know we were doing the video too, so
Surprise.
Not camera ready. Yeah. So my point in saying all that, though, was it's not all perfect, and it's not always Instagram worthy. There's times where you don't look your best, you don't feel your best, but that's part of life, part of marriage.
Yeah, and again, it's a constant learning. You know, I mean, I'm still learning, you know, how to make it work and how to be better, and it's never perfected. So, you know, in the early years, yeah, I think back to a few times early on in the marriage, like I was like, almost like, what have I got myself into? Like, I'm over my head. I don't know how to, you know, be the proper husband that I need to be, or, you know, I've let her down, or I've disappointed her, and sometimes you just think, what have I got myself into? And I'm sure she was thinking the same thing, and you just learn, you know, if the commitment's there and you keep progressing and keep learning and keep, you know, trying to improve on it, you know, it gets better over time. Like, you learn more about each other, and again, you don't ever perfect it, but you learn to get better at it, hopefully, and you continue to build something great. You know, like we look back over these last 20 years and it's flown by, and we look at, you know, our family and just the things that we've gone through, from a little bitty apartment that we had when we first got married to, you know, buying your first house, and, you know, getting your first dog, a pet, and then getting, you know, having kids for the first time, and building a house, and all the different job changes and careers and moves from one state to another. And there's just so much that has happened in the 20 years, and I can't even imagine what's going to be like in the next chapter, the next 20, but definitely excited about it, looking forward to it. Won't always be perfect, you know, there'll be some disagreements, there'll be some hurt feelings, there'll be probably some tears shed, but more than that, there'll be a lot of laughter, a lot of love, a lot of excitement, and, you know, that's kind of what the last 20 years have been like, you know, a little bit of the other, a little bit of the negative, but a lot of the positive.
And I think you left out in a lot of forgiveness.
Yeah. I mean, again, because look, I've definitely screwed up a lot, and thankfully Lois Ann forgives me of those times. And
So have I. We both have. But
yeah, so that's part of it. Again, we look to our model of Christ, and Christ forgives us, thankfully, because if he didn't, we'd all be in big trouble. So he shows grace, and he forgives us, and we're humans, we mess up. And we're going to do things stupid. We're not going to think things through properly. We're not going to be considerate of our spouse. We're going to be selfish at times. And, you know, you've got to ask for forgiveness, recognize that, ask for forgiveness, and hopefully, you know, your spouse will be forgiving, and, you know, you repair that and move on.
yeah.
All right, guys, we didn't want to make the video too long, but thank you for sharing this anniversary with us. We appreciate you following along on our journey, and we look forward to the next 20 years, maybe 20 more years of vlogging our family. What in the world would the Murph Squad look like? Geez, can't even imagine. I'm sure it'll be a lot.
The kids will be gone.
I'm sure it'll be a lot larger, though. We'll probably have some grandkids in there somewhere. That's crazy. All right, guys, well, we do appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, anything for us, be sure you leave those in the comment section, and we'll get around to them. And maybe we'll do another video. Maybe you have some ideas of, you know, what do you want to hear from us? Do you want to hear some more, you know, tips or advice or stories about our marriage? I mean, we'd be happy to share it. Anything that we can do to help you, that's what we're here for. That's why we do it. So, guys, we love you. We thank you. And we'll catch you in the next video.
Yeah. Welcome to my life, welcome to my life, yeah. Welcome to my life, yeah.